All right, welcome everyone to another episode of Chibi Podcast.
Special episode.
Review.
That's why it's a special episode.
Yeah, okay. But it's a review now, and this one's one that we haven't done as a group.
We haven't done something like this, have we?
In a while.
But this type of review?
Yeah, it's been a while. I've done some on my own, but not with you guys. But this is a manga. This is about a manga that also has an anime, and it's called Masamune-kun no Revenge. The anime just barely finished up, but we're not going to talk about the anime.
Wait, the anime did finish on episode 12?
Yes, it did finish on episode 12. I'll talk about that one because
I'll talk about it very, very short. Episode 12, it could have ended, with the manga.
We'll talk about it a little bit.
Just my
But we're going to talk
thoughts.
about the actual manga that it's based off of because we're basically on the home stretch. I think most people are saying there's one more chapter left.
Well, it's monthly, so it could be one more chapter with how much they're doing,
Right, could be one more chapter. It could be two or three. We'll talk about why we think the length is what it is. So let's do introductions here. So you have me, Dave the Smash Man,
Manager Tech Guy,
Mr. Worldwide,
and here we go. We're talking about Masamune-kun no Revenge. It's been the last chapter came out that was part of the actual story that wasn't side stories in January.
chapter 39.
Right, and recently Miles, the tech guy, started reading it. So he has not had to wait the 2-3 months that I have.
I've been reading it the last couple months. I just barely caught up to the last chapter this time, and then I noticed it wasn't finished. And then there's like those little, like you pre-warned me too. There's a 0.5 and a 0.6. There are these filler side chapters in the manga, and I guess it's been since January, like January 12th or early January something.
Like that, yeah.
And now we're approaching April, and we still don't have the continuation.
That's kind of the same thing for me. I started reading this last week because I was like 2 episodes until the finale of the actual anime, and I was like, there's only 2 episodes left. Like I gotta read it.
Yeah.
So I caught up and.
So I brought this up to the guys because I wanted to talk about it just because the ending was, there's mixed opinions on everything, but I wanted to talk about the ending because if it's been 2 months and you can already tell where it's going, it's pretty much about to end or be over soon, I think, in the next chapter or 2. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But all we have really at this point in how I'm feeling is we just got some things that just need to be, just some holes that need to be fulfilled. And then we can have a great little ending, hopefully.
Right.
So I wanted to talk about this. What's been going on with the 2 months? What you guys feel about the chapter, and also your thoughts about the future.
Yeah, let's talk about this. So again, full warning on spoilers because if you're just watching the anime,
Stop listening now.
Yeah, don't listen because right now where you're at is they finished the play, and Masamune kissed Aki. And then they went to karaoke, and then it ended with this little teaser of them going on a field trip, and that's where the anime ends. Which is kind of dumb because I'm hoping because this
could lead to season 2.
It leads you to believe that it could be. It has to have a full season. It can't be an OVAs. It has to be a full second season that they have to do. Now, they could be doing that, or how some people or how some studios do it is they say, oh, this is how much we're going to show you. The rest you have to read in the manga, which I hate when they do that. So hopefully that's not what they do.
Yeah, I don't think so. With how short the series is in the manga, it took, the manga's been going, for 2.5 years?
I thought I looked, it was 5 years.
5 years.
How many chapters are there, 50?
No, that's 39. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's 39. Well, plus
Isn't
there are
it
side chapters.
12, 20, yeah. 3
years.
A lot of time, 3.5 years? Fillers. Yeah.
It's so should be by its climax, especially at 39.
And since it's basically towards the end, they could just start making the series.
I was hoping the anime might push the artist to continue and finish it so they can maybe get the rest of the anime done, but it doesn't look like that's what's happening.
Seems like he's taking his time.
So let's do a little recap again. This is a spoiler warning. So basically what's happened after this, they go on a field trip to France.
Yes.
Oh, we're covering all that? I thought we were just talking about 39.
No, I'm just going to give a side little background.
Okay.
So they're going to France, and Aki tells Masamune that she needs to talk to him about something. And basically, it's her confronting her feelings for him. They get sidetracked because there's this girl who's from England.
Otaku?
Yeah, the otaku girl. I forget her name. But likes them and wants them to be her models for her manga.
Because they're actual Japanese people and she wants to portray her whatever style of manga it is. And so that's what it is.
So anyway, that happens. They get caught up in it, and they have this little fight, Masamune and Aki, and it gets to the point where he asks her, "Do you remember calling me or calling this a kid? Do you remember the nickname Pig's-Foot?" Or in the manga, I think they say Piggy. I can't remember.
So the manga, when they've been translating, the person's been translating, she didn't realize until about 38 or 37 that it was actually Pigfoot. Okay. So she's like, I'm just going to keep Piggy for the consistency, but it is Pigfoot.
Okay, so it's Pig's-Foot.
Yeah.
So he asks her that, and she has no idea, and so he's way pissed because he's like, how can you not even remember?
And then you're just mad at me, or mad at the issue that happened in the past, but you don't have any recollection of the piggy. Like, when I was reading that, I want to ask you guys, because when I was reading that, something was fishy to me. It's like, why does she not? It seems, because there's been multiple other chapters.
Because she was able to remember.
No, but there's multiple chapters where she's dodged the Pigfoot thing. He's mentioned that a couple times to her, and she's like, huh? What? And then this time it was like clearly like them talking about it, and she still didn't remember. I'm like, okay, there's gonna be a twist somewhere. Something happened.
Yeah, and so we come to find out when they come, and they have a huge fight. So they have a kind of a falling out, basically.
Yeah,
at that point,
there's a lot of things that go in between that, but
and then we find out, and then Masamune, he's the one that actually figures it out, or Makabe, whatever. He confronts Yoshino, Okoi Wai, the maid of Aki, and said, "Hey, like, you've always called me Pig's-Foot, but she has no recollection of it."
And you call it me all the time.
And you call it to me all the time. So she's like, were you the one, basically, he's asking, were you the one that told that to me? You go into the backstory, you find out the twist, that it was her, that she was jealous.
Now, I want to ask, before we get too deep in this twist that we're going to talk about, did any of you guys see this coming?
I kind of figured.
I had a feeling about it.
As I was reading it, yeah.
Well, the only thing I was thinking was, my thoughts was about him finding out about her saying something. I was thinking she was above the balcony and the window was or like, not that, but like maybe somebody shouting behind her, and then he ran off before he heard the whole story or something.
That's what I thought. And then when you see what she did, that's what was interesting.
But then you find out that Yoshino does it because she was like jealous.
She was upset because she was her maid, and
she was jealous.
She wasn't revered as a friend in the sense too. And then when she heard that Masamune-kun was
taking over that,
yeah, he was being her friend, and he was always being brought up. You know, this is what we could do. This is what he does with me. Blah blah.
And she didn't like that
because Aragaki had the chicken pox at the time.
Yeah.
And so Aki. Shino had the chicken pox at the time, and she couldn't hang out with Aki, and Aki was hanging out with Masamune. She saw at the window that she was losing the connection with her when she's worked her butt off her whole childhood trying to be friends with her, and Aki's just treated her bad and never gave her any kind of attention. So she wanted to break up the Masamune, her feelings, so that Aki would come and support her as more of a friend. And that is kind of what happened.
And then she realized like how much it had changed Aki. Like, she was always kind of cold, but it just changed her more.
It changed her. Like, that's when she started having like the eating issues to cope with herself. And Shino's always regretted this for a long time, and she saw how Masamune, how it affected him too.
Yeah, and so
how'd you guys like that twist?
It was actually I
it was
liked
very
it.
interesting. I liked it. Yeah.
I guess my only problem I've had with it is like, she obviously agrees to help Masamune, to get this revenge on him. But from that point, like, his revenge would have never happened, because had they fallen in love and had it gone the way that he had stated, if he would have brought up that it's like, I'm him, and say I'm Pig's-Foot, she would have said, what are you talking about? And there would have been this huge misunderstanding. So it's kind of weird, like, that they made that twist where it would never work ever.
Someone was always interrupting him too when that was getting brought up, I noticed.
Right, but I feel like even if it went, like, again, if it went Makabe's way, like, it wouldn't have worked. She would have been like, what are you talking about? Why? And she actually would have been the victim the entire time. And it would have been him that had hurt her twice. One unintentionally, the second time intentionally. And basically both of those times would have been Yoshino's fault. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't think he thought it all the way through, whoever the mangaka, because there's just a little bit, like, it just would never work.
But then again, I think it's that stereotype too that we have of like mangas where like the emotional feelings aren't completely accurate to real life.
Right.
But one thing I like too though with Shino is I thought it was gonna be that typical thing that we see in these slice of life where I thought she might just be jealous, and she said that to get him to stop hanging out with Aki, so she could be closer with Masamune.
That's what it seemed like,
but it didn't do that, and I'm glad, because I hate that. It's so
like
typical.
A triangle or something like that.
But see, I still thought like in one of the panels in 37, no, in 38, when she's like, run,
Oh, she
run.
tells him, like, I'm sure if you were to run and tell her the truth right now, she would still have interest in you.
Right, but it's as she's running, it panels back to herself, and as she's on the ground,
yes.
she's crying, you see all the panels behind her.
Yes.
It's all the panels of her and Masamune, like, the interactions with him. So that's why I was like, did she, like, come to also fall in love with him as well? But just really wants to, serve Aki.
Maybe it was more of the sense of it. She finally understood what she saw as him as a friend.
That's what I think.
And she feels like she betrayed him.
Because they never really had like a romantic. She never saw her blushing or them having any kind of like real big conversations. I think it's more like the guilt and the understanding and the things that she really needs to be.
That's why he was a friend.
I feel like she's redeeming. I thought it was more of a reflection. This is how I thought of it. Was a reflection of her the things that she did, and this was her. What am I trying to say? She has
redemption?
all this... Yeah, it's like a redemption because she had all this guilt built up all the years, and this is how she's redeeming herself.
I mean, because the mangaka could obviously switch it to being her interested in him, but it would be just dumb because how you're seeing it now is very, very pure in the sense of, I realized he was a really good person. He's a friend.
Yeah, because I'm a Neko fanboy.
And I like that. I think that would be a better turnout instead of it being like...
but again, I'm not sure. I think
it's
still kind of like up in the air of how it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you have that.
So that was the first twist. There was 3 twists in this.
Yeah, and
the second twist to me, the
second twist was
we'll get to that, I guess.
Yeah. So as this is going on, he goes to find her. He finds out that she's on a date with what's her name, Sugetsu.
Yeah, Gasso or whatever.
Gasso, yeah, and so he gets stopped by Aki's little, what's it called? Group?
I don't know, her little protector group.
Yeah, and
that was my favorite scene of the chapter, by the way.
Trying to stop him, saying like, "We're not gonna let you disrupt this day.
Like you're a piece of shit. You can't hang out with them."
And the reason they said this because there's a picture of him and Yoshino coming out of one of the boats or on a bridge back in France when they went. So they're like, "You're you're two timing her. How can you do that?" And he's like, "Shut up. You
don't know the whole situation.
He was. You
can call me a pile of shit. I don't care. Shut up. That was the best thing ever.
I liked it.
I loved that
because it was very.
He's like, I don't care anymore. Like I'm going to the woman I need to talk to.
You know what I like?
You're not a part of this.
It wasn't very anime-esque or very manga-esque. It was very left field. It was very, very American in the sense because in anime's like, and then she's upset, and then you get like another 5 chapters until he can say something again. But he's like,
or he just walks away.
F that. We're gonna talk right now. Yep. Shut your mouth, ho. We can do this.
and then we have the whole confrontation with him, Aki, and Gasso.
Well, hold on before you jump into that. So they were having the conversation, and he was finally going to bring up. Well, he was going to bring up to her because she says, "What can I do for you? I'll do anything." And he's like, "Well, now that you're talking about that, it's about the cost of my money." And then all of a sudden, "How dare you?" And that's when Masamune comes in and does what?
And punches him.
Yes, I loved that.
Punches them.
Very American.
And he calls him a faker. And
how dare you use my name?
Yeah, dare you use
your
name.
And you see like Aki like, "What the heck are you doing?"
And he's like, "And you." It's like, you have a shitty personality.
Yeah, he's like, you can't just say whatever you want. That doesn't excuse you for having a shitty personality. She's like, shitty? Like,
it was a funny scene. And she's like, and then the big reveal, basically, I don't give a crap about my plan anymore. Moment happened when she's like, if you're gonna at least date Masamune,
at least date
me, the real one. And she's like, what?
That was a twist because that took away the whole revenge part. I'm like, wait, what?
And then you get this. And then you get this hit by the Gasso, like kicks him.
He hits him back.
And tries to be like, don't listen to him. Why are you trying to? It's like you're doing this for looks and for personality, or for popularity. And he's reaffirming like he doesn't care about that anymore.
He's like, I don't care about popularity.
He doesn't care about the looks anymore. He says this is between me and her. And then he explains how he was the little chubby kid who went over to her house from bullies. And then that's when he reveals that it was him all along and not Gasso, who was the one that visited her.
And then she's having a hard time believing, and she notices the last twist of the chapter.
The last is where like Gasso's like, come on, believe me. Like, I know I can believe in Aki-chan. And she's like, Gasso's like, do you have boobs? And he's like, what? And you see like this wrap that's strapped down
her boobs.
And he's like, oh, well.
He's like, my phone's ringing, I gotta go, or something like that.
And
apparently everybody kind of knew or something like that.
Well,
Apparently
if you read
they
the
say-
chapters, I can't remember which chapter it was, but in one of the chapters,
Yeah, it
it
was right after France when he's going back to school. You saw him talking to a brother or someone,
something like that.
his sister.
yeah, and he was inside the
Girls' bathroom.
The girls' bathroom, and they're like, "How long are you gonna take?" And then that's when I saw that too. I'm like,
And they
"Does he have
said-
boobs? What's
yeah.
going on with that?"
And then I kind of figured that out too, because when the whole bug situation, he started shrieking like a girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
So they're all
So
these
you're like-
little clues that basically said, "Hey, this is not a guy," and so it was funny. And then like there was this awkward moment where him and Masamune and Aki are just like, "What are we gonna talk about?" And,
Yeah, like, do we
then
stand
he,
this close
starts blaming-
together or do we stand far apart?
And he starts blaming her. It's like, "I can't believe you're dating a girl." I was like, "What?" It's like,
Yeah.
He's like totally giving her crap.
I can't believe he didn't notice it until the last minute. She's like, "How long did you?"
She's
notice?
like, "You didn't know either."
It's like, "Well, yeah, but mine's different because I wasn't dating her." And he's like, "Well, like you said, I'm hot and have a shitty personality."
Oh yeah, that was like their confrontation is great. It reminds me of Vegeta and Bulma.
Yeah.
It's great.
Like it was really good. And then it comes with down when she's like, "Well,
The next twist,
Yeah.
the last twist,
yeah,
that's
which-
the last
which
twist.
she's
The
like,
last
And then
twist,
she's
yeah.
like, "Well, then I'll go ahead and grant your wish." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then a light bulb comes in, and he's like, it goes back to the panel before where he says, "Date me," and he's like, "Crap." And she's
He's like, did I really just ask that or
and
say
she's
that?
like- and she's like, "I don't mind dating you. It's fine." And then she's like, "But remember, I have a higher standing than you do."
Which was the whole point for him to have the higher standing,
Yeah.
but now she has it over
So
him.
now she has it over him, and he has like this look of defeat on his face. And like the last like 2 pages is him running on the treadmill, and his sister calling out to him, be like, "Hey, brother, come out. It's time to eat or whatever." And then he falls over, and you have like these dead eyes in him because he knows he just messed up. He messed up his entire plan by basically telling her to date him, revealing the secret. Because now he can't do anything.
But then again,
But he can't hate her because she didn't
he's
do
always in
anything
love with her
wrong.
now, and it was never her fault.
He can hate her because she has a shitty personality, but he can't hate her for his original,
Right.
what's the word? His original thought or his original reason. That's because you know what I mean. Like you can hate somebody, and then when you find out that you can't hate them because it's not the real reason because somebody tricked you, but you hate them because they're this. That's fine. But if you like them, what can you do?
So here's the thing I wanted to ask. Okay, so to me, out of a lot of these slice of life, like this isn't the finale, although it kind of set itself up to kind of be like a pre-semi finale. I was amazed at the one thing was there was 4 damn twists in one damn chapter and a half, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was just boom, 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 boom. And some people are mad about the rush, but honestly, the writing and getting to the point, and then all the different things fulfilled, and all the little twists. Personally, for me, I was overzealous with joy. Like this was unbelievable.
Well, I like the rush of it all because it's not in
The
this
typical,
annoying
right?
anime manga
Yes.
pace, and that's what I enjoyed so much about it. It's like it's sped up enough, but it wasn't to me. It didn't feel like it was like holy crap, you're trying to fit like 3 things in one panel. It's like they're fitting 3 things in one side, but not a whole panel. And I was like, okay, I can get behind this. I like this. I enjoy this a lot.
But the other thing that I really like that they did in this manga is that in usual rom-coms, once they confess, once they want to be with each other, they're both happy. But in this one, like
They're miserable.
Even though
They're
you can
both
say
upset.
that, if you want to say Masamune is happy or does love, he's still like not happy. Like like I said, you look at the last panel in the chapter 39, he's like I've been defeated. It doesn't look like anyone who's happy. So like it's the weird. I think he has like these conflicting.
Well, because he's still
Emotions.
upset, even though he didn't.
I think he's
even
more
though
upset
she
about the
didn't do it.
situation because he feels like. I mean, think of it, David. If you were his age at 8 years old, and then now he's like what, 16 or 17,
Something like that.
and you're going through all those years of like training yourself, getting your
Resenting
name
this
changed,
person.
trying to be popular, like doing all
Resenting this human being.
resenting this human being, and then kind of find out that like everything you wanted to get this revenge. And we also saw through the series that he was having a hard time with it because even though he's trying to get his revenge, multiple times you've seen he's fallen in love with her. And you could also see that Aki was falling in love with her, but she was scared to get close because of what her past she saw. She didn't want to get ruined like that again. So both these people were falling in love with the person, but they didn't want to be. Like they all have their different reasons. Aki didn't want to fall in love because of how she got screwed over from the past, and then also he didn't want to fall in love with her because of the past that he thought was true with her. So now that they're both at an understanding where it's like now they can openly be true to their feelings towards each other, you also have that gap of those years of that torment and that hate or that resentment that they got to get past. Like, it was just a rush of, yeah, we're dating now, but wait a minute, what about those 8 years? Think of 8 years of passion towards a negative passion to just from both sides.
Awkward. It would just be difficult for them, and it's something like, how do you feel like, because you have more hate and spite towards that individual longer than you've ever loved.
But now you have a healing stage that you need to go through, but you're also dating at the same time through that healing stage.
Yeah,
like it makes I mean, it makes sense. It's just like, again, you don't ever see this in a lot.
And that's what I enjoy. I like this because it's so different that you're not like okay, this is what's gonna happen. Like because you know how sometimes when you read mangas or you're watching an anime, you can kind of pace out what's gonna happen next because of how the formula goes,
the trends and everything.
Yeah. Whereas this has the formula, but then it's like, well, I don't want to do this. I want to do that. Let's make it more this. Let's do this. And you're like, oh, it's a nice change of pace. I enjoy this.
So I just want to ask now, what do you guys feel? I mean, like, it's been a few chapters now. We haven't gotten anything out of this. Like, we don't know when it's going to end. You know, we haven't gotten any chapters for 2.5 months. So I don't know when we're going to get the next one, but I want to talk about what you guys think the finale should be and also the way it will go. So do you think it'll be typical fashion?
So this is what I think. There's tons of stuff that has happened that needs to be resolved in chapter 40 or in the future chapters if there's more than 40. So one of the things is whether or not Masamune and Yoshino
stay together?
Masamune and Yoshino will tell Aki what his actual intentions were. And the thing is this, you've seen that Makabe has
that might be what Masamune's battling inside right now. That might actually be what he's thinking about.
Yeah, the thing is this, too. Remember, he had Fujinomiya, Neko Fujinomiya.
Neko's my favorite. I'm still a firm believer that those two should be together.
Yeah, she's my favorite. She's
adorable.
You also find out that they knew each other from
adorable.
They knew each other in the past.
That's something that needs to be addressed that he needs to remember. Yeah, that's a gap that I feel needs to be revealed.
Yeah, that needs to be revealed. So that makes her love for him more real.
Yes.
And not the lie that she told in the hospital saying, I just wanted to fall in love with someone because I might die and you're a candidate. Like, that's what helped him get away from. But now he has to figure out, like, I could have had these relationships with these other women, and maybe they weren't last one, but he would have had experience with class rep or with Fujinomiya, and all that he put away. He's like, no, I have to stay true to my plan. So it's like he has to. So the real question is he going to reveal this to her or to someone saying, This is what my intention was, and will it be because he wants to be honest with Aki, or because he still kind of wants to go with his plan?
I think Shino is not going to say anything. I think that she feels she is the one that was able to bring them together at the end by telling the truth, and she's been redeemed. I think the guilt's going to stay Masamune, and he's going to tell her, and she's going to be mad, but I think she'll also come. It might have the typical fashion where she gets upset and walks away, and then later she's going to be thinking about the issue and understanding that's not really his fault because he believed this. And then, they really did care for each other. So it could come to this thing where they have like a confrontation and still come together, or they could just separate ways and be that typical disappointing, I've wasted 5 years of my life on this slice of life just to have them just walk away from each other as usual. It's going to be either or.
See, I think if they walk away though, if they for some reason they don't want to be together, it's going to end in a way where they show that they both have found happiness from this experience, like that he's able to like love now to someone, which I wouldn't be upset about, because honestly I don't like Aki too much.
I don't like her either.
I don't like her.
I don't hate her. I'm just not a biggest fan. I think Nico's was more the interesting character. I like her personality better, and I felt that him and Masamune were better together. I thought they had more interesting scenes, where Aki was just, let's be honest, she is kind of a bitch. But it's just, I just didn't like her personality or her character. I don't feel
she doesn't mesh well with him.
I don't feel like we've even got to know her that well still, because she's always so, into her own world.
Yeah. Or even like, I know some people won't like it, but I do like Yoshino a lot more than Aki. And like, they won't show, but if there was some sort of development there afterwards, like in an epilogue or something, then that would be cool to see that they got together, because they spend a lot of time together as well.
See, I didn't like Yoshino at all. I thought she was an annoying character too.
No, I like.
That's okay.
Her.
It's just Aniko's my favorite. I'm a fanboy for her. So
yeah. So I mean those are
pantyless.
So
she's just a cool
that's what has
character.
to be resolved. That thing, but again, there also is one other thing because when you see Gasso get revealed, he goes back to the hospital to talk to his sister, and he's like, I'm relieved that this is over. That that the cat's out of the bag, and then she says like, I'm gonna have to have Makabe take responsibility for all this. So that has supposed to be resolved to find out why he lied to Aki and to Masamune. And again, like I think Aki might like be what's the word? Empathize with him or with her, sorry, and they might pay for that for her sister's hospital bills in the end. After all, kind of showing like this is the fruit.
But she's not a cruel princess.
Yeah. To see that change. Like right now she's still cruel. She's still like she's changed a little bit, but she's still that cruel person that we've seen all throughout the series.
Yeah.
So that has to happen. What other stuff that has to happen? I think it's mostly that.
It's mostly just that. I mean, the biggest resolution is him and Aki, period. Either they're going to be together at the end or they're not. Personally, speaking on an American type of story, I think they should be together. I think the premise of him getting revenge and then they would have fallen in love, I mean, that's the idea of the show, and I think I'm fine with that. But with typical anime and Japanese style mangas, it's never the American style. Although the one thing I know about this manga is it's done a lot of American style stuff in it that we don't normally see. So it's very possible it could go the way that Americans like for once. I don't know. But personally, I want them to get together. Again, she's not my favorite character, but I think for the path that they both had,
plus
I think
on top of how the manga's been going, and it's the ending, the way he wanted to be was he wanted to be with her and then deny her. But I think the way it should end is him being with her just in general.
How do you want it to end, Diego? Like, what about all the things you want from it?
I don't know. They could do the same the Japanese manga route, but change it to like instead of them dating, it's like, look, I'll be your friend and we'll be friends, and then Masamune dates Neko, and then the girl Adagaki, what's her name? Aki?
Yeah, Aki.
Aki, she just she has peace in herself, and then she just goes on doing her own thing.
So you don't think they will get together? Or?
I would like to see that just so that it's something unique.
Different than normal?
Yes. But if they're going to go the same old Japanese route, I'd like to have that kind of twist where he goes with Neko, and then Aki-chan just has more confidence in herself.
She changes personality basically.
A fun different ending I would like too is have the ending of them be together and then it just completely just shortcuts and ends. And then in like a month or two, release one of the fillers and it's just like 6 months have passed or they're in the next year and they're dating and just kind of see them like have awkward situations and they're both bickering and arguing with each other and having fun. I would like something like just a fun side, like little, like kind of like an OVA style thing of just like a little side filler that this manga guy's like been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing they have to do either way is if they're gonna date, if they're gonna have them do that they have to show that she's caring now. Otherwise, like
they could do it like Toradora, where she's still caring, but she's still very tsundere kind of thing.
Here's a good example. Think of like, remember the ending of Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah.
Where they're both kind of at that little like shop or whatever and arguing, but they're also, you can tell they still love each other. Something like that would be kind of a little fun, fulfilling, and maybe like do like a little past chapter with a couple extra.
Right. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is I want her to show this emotion, this
she hasn't been able to open up to
side of her, because like the whole premise of her is that she shut herself out.
Yes,
she doesn't want.
She needs to come out of that shell now.
So the thing is, like, if they're dating and she has these feelings that are real, then what needs to happen is she needs to show that vulnerability. Because again, at this point, she's not vulnerable because it was him that confessed. It was him that once said, "Date me."
Yes.
And so, like she said, she's at a higher standing, so she doesn't really need to be vulnerable at this time. But it would be great development for her if they show her being that vulnerable.
Yes.
Instead of I guess repeatedly reminding Masamune that she's at a higher standing than he is because he was the one that went vulnerable first, and so she doesn't have to be. That's what I'm hoping that they do for her. If they're gonna keep them together till they show her that she's vulnerable now, that she can be vulnerable, even if it's just with Masamune.
Yep.
So I mean, chapter 40 is gonna be I think it's the last one. I can't remember if
It
they
would be a
said.
good way to end it like that. 40 chapters, you know.
It was, yeah, but she needs to do them more than like the typical 26 pages for this. I think that needs to be like completed.
At least like 40, 50 if they want. If they're only going to do one.
Yeah, and it's been a few months that she's had time with these stupid filler, etchy chapters she's done.
Yeah. So we're here hoping that it changes, or hoping that we get this chapter in April. Then we'll probably talk about it then, telling you, hey, this is how this is how it ended. It was good. It was bad. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's good. It's at least satisfying is what I want. Regardless, like I said, we prefer him to be with Neko. But if he chooses, Aki for the story reasons and it makes it good, then I'm fine with it. Yeah. I just want them to please don't give me some stupid typical thing where they're in the same place and nothing's really changed even though they're dating.
See, that type of stuff is actually the reason why I avoid a lot of slice of life, because you get so attached and then you're so disappointed in the end that you feel like you wasted your time.
Oh,
and I feel that so many times with slice of life that I'm like, at this point I don't have any interest in slice of life anymore. If you're not going to make it something different.
Yeah, that's how I feel like
I'm
with
sick
freaking
and tired of it, dude.
To Love Ru. I wasted freaking 5 years.
You waste your time with it. Like, if you're going to do that, then, I'm just going to stop supporting these type of freaking things anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of it.
So yeah,
it has potential to be something good. I hope it does.
The last good one I ever saw, slice of life, that ever did anything different, to be honest, was Orange. Yeah. Orange, to me, actually ended the way that I felt most don't and needed to do. So,
well,
hopefully
we'll
this one could be another great one.
Like Toradora is my favorite rom-com.
Oh, okay.
Toradora by far is one of the best ones, and if you've not seen it, you need to see it because it's really, really good. Because
I'm one of them.
it's kind of it's the premise where there's a guy and a girl who like different people, and they're working with each other to help them get with those people. Because one of them is the best friend of the girl, the other one is someone that they're buddies with, and so but what happens is they start to fall in love with each other. And it just gets really good. Like, it's a very good and it's a good, satisfying ending that I was really happy with.
Highly suggest watching.
What's the one where the girl? This is another one I recommend. You probably know the name. What's the? It didn't finish, but I think months ago. What's the one where she remembers everything after a week?
1 Week Friends.
Yeah, that one's a great one. I don't know if that's ever going to end soon.
The manga ended. I don't like
the
manga ending. And I thought it was crap. It's again like the reason why you don't like it. That's the way it ended. It ended with no resolution. They're continuing the same way. Nothing was resolved.
Well, never mind. So yeah, Orange is the only one I've ever watched. So Toradora, that's good.
Can you not make shite endings for your manga? I'm trying not to put the mic so close to my face. You suck.
Shonens can do it decently, so can you.
Yeah, I mean, freaking Naruto. You got the
Naruto fell in love with the girl we wanted, and that's a shonen.
And Goku did. Well, it kind of forced, but anyway, that happened. Like, Vegeta did.
And you see the progression.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, like, and that was a side story.
All right, that's true. Sorry, I'm
He's
distracted.
watching something. He's distracted.
Oh, that was dirty, dude.
Anyway,
so
he's talking about Smash Brothers. Everybody's curious. He just saw something on YouTube.
We'll talk about Smash Brothers later.
Anyway,
let us know about what your thoughts are on Masamune Kuno Revenge. If you liked it, you hated it, what you think is going to happen in Chapter 40. And then let us know what you want us to talk about or review next. Again, this is David the Smash Fan.
Monster Tech Guy.
Mr. Worldwide.
And this is Chibi No Podcast.
Yeah, bye.